Hi guys, I'm Daphne Quay, your boss lady realtor here in Austin, Texas. I have decided to do a video that is very much representative of the heart of Austin. What is she talking about, you might ask? Well, good question, friends. Today, I am going to tell you all you need to know about HEB, our Central Texas grocery stores. They didn't sponsor this video. They didn't reach out to me asking me to do this video. I just want you to know because HEB is such a unique treasure that Austin has. And it's influenced a large part of Austin culture and people's like grocery shopping styles that I think it's actually really important that you know about it if you don't live in Austin or if you're thinking about moving here. I just wanted to make a fun little video about this bomb diggity grocery store that we have in Central Texas. A lot of times when we have people come to Austin, either like visiting or like that are thinking about moving here, inevitably they drive by an HEB grocery store and they're like, what's a HEB or a HEB? Because it's literally HEB, and that stands for Henry E. Butts, who is one of the founders of these grocery stores. So to start with, we're gonna go over some numbers just so you understand the impact of this grocery store in the state of Texas. HEB Grocery Stores has 321 locations in 147 cities in one state. Austin has the second largest amount of HEBs in Texas. We have 27 HEBs currently open, which follows San Antonio, which has 46 HEBs. However, San Antonio is where the HEB headquarters is, and it is also much larger than Austin. So just a little bit of history and background. HEB grocery stores have been around for over 100 years now. In 1905, Florence Butt opens the C.C. Butt grocery store in Kerrville, Texas. She invested $60 in the business to get it started. Fast forward to the 1920s, Florence's youngest son, Howard E. Butts, takes over the business, and then he expands the grocery company with a new store in Del Rio and then one in Laredo, Texas. It says that in 2004, HEB introduces its new HEB Plus concept store. The difference between HEB and HEB Plus is actually pretty significant. HEB, the grocery store, is known for having, of course, really fresh food and produce, really good prices, lots of variety. They actually have a really wonderful selection of like Hispanic foods because later HEB ended up opening a store in Mexico. We won't get all into that, but a very diverse store with lots of ethnic foods as well as like standard American foods. So that's like a normal HEB. In HEB Plus, you have all of that, like the fresh, well-priced produce, large variety of ethnic foods, large variety of like meat, because Texas love its barbecue. HEB Plus also offers sometimes plant nurseries, garden centers, grilling sections. I don't know what that's called, but they actually sell like grills and things for grilling. Some HEB Pluses, plural, have areas with like cooking things, like small appliances. When it's summertime, a lot of times you can find like in the seasonal aisle, you can find things like inner tubes for floating the river and like pool noodles. Sometimes you can find swimsuits there. There's some HEBs that have like clothing areas, like everything. HEB Plus has everything. It's ridiculous. And they're really well organized. They're super clean. They're very well priced, really attractively laid out, and really good service overall. HEB and HEB Plus have formed such a culture that people are like addicted to going to like the HEB stores. And a lot of times you walk in and it literally just feels like a city. I've heard that the work culture there is very united. There's a lot of people that I've met that work at HEB that have been there for years. There's one lady that I knew that had been working there. It was like one of her first jobs. And then she stayed in the company for about 15 years and she made her way up into management. And there's people that have been shopping there through literally generations. The place opened in like 1905 and 2005. HEB celebrated 100 years in business. So it's literally been around for generations of Texans to enjoy. HEB in my opinion, is better than other grocery stores, not just in Texas, but like in other parts of the country. Number one, because of the prices. They do have very competitive prices and they have all sorts of sales all the time and combo loco packages. Basically, it's like you buy the bag of chips and you get like 2 things of salsa for free. And then they have the same thing for like meat and like produce and all this kind of stuff. So like that's really helpful. The produce is always really fresh. It's also really affordable, like I just mentioned, right? I remember when I lived in Minnesota, if we wanted to buy a pineapple in the wintertime, it was easily anywhere from like $5 to $6. Here in HEB, I've seen pineapples as cheap as like $1.50. Like that's insane for the same pineapple. It's not like a shrunken one. That's like a full-size pineapple, right? That's one example. I think it would be easy to compare an HEB Plus to a Walmart, but I do think the feel is completely different. HEB Plus, they are always very nicely organized, and they do have kind of a higher end feel than a Walmart. So I really wouldn't compare it to like a super Walmart. I'd say it's probably a step, maybe half a step below a super Target, but with more variety and better prices. For me, another thing that really sets HEB apart from other grocery stores or like grocer companies is the fact that their community involvement is so strong. We went on their website and I found out here that they're involved in a ton of stuff. They have like dozens of different like campaigns and like groups that they're a part of. I'm just gonna read you like the top 3 that caught my eye and were like warm my heart. The first one is called Be the Change. It says HEB is supporting the Black community and communities of color with our commitment of supporting education, equity, and empowerment of the community. That's really beautiful. They're also a big supporter of supplier diversity. It says, we are partnering with small, local, minority, veteran, women, LGBTQ+, and disabled-owned businesses, which is so cool. Like these small businesses can get such big support from such a massive corporation. I love that. And then they are really big on sustainability. It says our sustainable practices are an important part of how we conduct business at HEB. Also, HEB has been a very reliable source for our community during disaster relief. When we had the Texas winter storm in 2021, they were incredibly instrumental in getting food and water and basically supplies to Texans that were in need. They've also been a really big part of other like disaster relief things that we've had, floods, the start of 2020. Like they've been kind of like a community hero, I would say, or like a Texas hero. If I had to say that, I would. I did. There you go. Yahoo! So we had to do a lot of homework to share this information with you about HEB to make sure that we brought you the right information. I've always known that they were pretty involved in the community, but I didn't fully realize how involved they were. Like it actually, as somebody who lives in Texas, like it makes me really proud to have HEB. I love that they support small businesses. I love that they are all about diversity. I love that they want to help the community. That's really unique. So let's clap for HEB. So yeah, with all of that said, I also would like to share my favorite HEB locations in Central Austin. Based off of my experience, it's safe to say we literally all have our HEBs. It's usually the one that we live closest to or close-ish to because some are nicer than others. But let me just share with you the ones that I like the best. And this is really not any particular order, and each location offers something different, but I'm just gonna share these with you. The first one that we have on the list that I like the best is the HEB in Round Rock off of University. This is an HEB Plus. It's probably one of the largest ones I've seen. It's really well kept. The location is wonderful. They have excellent variety. The presentation is always really good. In their like cooking section, I've seen some really high quality small appliances. I've seen some pots and pans that are absolutely gorgeous. Like they've got like the copper pots and pans for like a really affordable price, and they seem to be good too, which is cool. Of course, like every HEB, produce is really fresh, really good pricing, and it's just a really pleasant experience going to this particular HEB. The next HEB on our roster, I guess, is the Mueller HEB. I personally really like that one because of the location. I love the Mueller neighborhood. It's super cute. It's got so much character. It's really close to the downtown area. And this particular HEB in the Mueller neighborhood, I believe, is like the most energy efficient grocery store in all of Austin. It's located right off of Airport Boulevard where the old airport used to be, and it's actually styled like an airport. It's got really nice presentation, and it's also got a really cute cafe right off the side. And the last HEB that I have on my list is the HEB located in Circle C. I think that is probably one of the better ones in South Austin. I don't remember exactly what year it was built in, but it is one of the newer ones. The actual HEB is wonderful. It's very clean, very airy, lots of natural light, etc. And then the place that it's set on, like the strip mall all around it, is really charming too. So it's a really great place to go hang out, maybe grab a coffee, go do some work from there if that's your jam. They have restaurants all around there, and then the HEB is kind of like the crown jewel, if you will, of that area. And it's very comfortable. It's always clean, and it's every time I've been there, the people have been really nice and like very friendly. And then one of the last things about HEB that I wanted to mention is HEB has a line of grocery stores called Central Market, which is actually really similar to Whole Foods. There are two in Austin, one in like Central Austin near Hyde Park, and one that is located in South Austin. And the thing that's really unique about it is that it does feel kind of more like Whole Foods, right? So it's got like a higher end feel, more organic foods. It's going to be more expensive. Then they also do carry a lot of like normal HEB products. Interchangeably, you can go to HEB and find Central Market products at HEB. So that's kind of cool. They interchange things sometimes. Central Market has a very inviting feel. Most of them have cafes or like restaurants in them. I think they have a wine bar, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of times they'll have live music on evenings or weekends. They also have a really wonderful community feel to them, and they're very involved. And people that go to Central Market are also very like dedicated to Central Market. Those are all the really good things about HEB. There's actually a lot to know, and that all of the things that I've shared with you are largely the reason of why Austinites, and I guess people in San Antonio and like a couple other parts of Texas as well, are so committed and so loyal to the HEB brand. So it's not just a grocery store, you know, it's not just a convenience, like it's part of the Texas culture, which is kind of weird to say that a grocery store would have that much impact, but it does. They've done a wonderful job getting their hands into everything and everyone's hearts in Texas. So there we are. If you watch some of my other videos, I talk a ton about HEB and Whole Foods. And part of the reason I do that is, well, number one, I like both of them. And number two is because Whole Foods was also started here in Austin. So if you like these kind of videos about like grocery stores and things that make our world go round, please leave a comment. I'd love to hear what your feedback is and get ideas for new videos. Thank you. Anyway, that's literally all the information that I have on our HEB grocery stores here in Austin. If you are thinking about selling or buying a home in Austin, feel free to reach out. If you're thinking about making a move, I got you. Anyway, I'm Daphne Quay, your boss lady realtor. Thank you for watching. Till next time.